Hello, and welcome back. Wow. I know I said this in the previous podcast that it's been a while, and I'm like, and wow, it's been a while. And this time, I'm not even sleeping. I'm like full awake and ready to do this right this time. The last one was just me wanting to be consistent with the upload, so I just threw one mess together and literally my wrist cracked there. Wow. So I just threw everything together just to make one 7 minute long podcast. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not ashamed of it. Actually, I'm a person who has no shame in life. I can literally spill the beans on something and not even regret it, no matter how embarrassing. Did I literally not mention that I wanted to be done by Embrietas in one other podcast? I don't remember. But like, it's true. I have no shame. And speaking of shame, I want this to be no, because I'm getting really nostalgic for 2020 already, even though it's not even over yet. It's like, what, 9 months in, and there's like 3 months ago. That's like a little bit, this year is almost over. And it annoys me how some people are like, oh god, 2020 is such the worst year ever. Okay, I understand why people are saying that, but with the whole fucking fire in Australia, the coronavirus, and there's so many other crap that happened this year. Was there a wildfire in Australia this year? I don't remember. I'm not really good with up to the earth global things that's going on, so don't take my word for it. It was like, but the thing is, people like for like how many years in a row claim the year was the worst ever. Like I remember 2019 was the worst year ever, or 2018 was the worst year ever, or 2017 is like it's just like the same thing every year. So when this year is actually turning out to be one of the worst year ever, I don't see it as one of the worst year ever because like it's not. It's like I've seen worse stuff happen in other years than this. So anyway, even for me, like 2020, it was not that bad. I thought it was okay with the coronavirus. I can understand for why some people did it, but for me, it was not. For me, like this year has been such a okay. No, the thing is, half of this year has been absolutely one of the best years for me, and the other half has been the absolutely worst year for me. And I want to start off negative because I just want to get it out of the way, and that's because I started like the fucking mandatory military thing. So that's why for me it's like the worst year ever. I started what on the 7th? No, I'm in the 7th month, July, like somewhere in the middle. And this is gonna be like this for like a year, so that's just sucky. But actually, recently, the military hasn't been that bad. It's actually been really cool and relaxing. I only do one because one duty. There's supposed to be two duties you're supposed to do which the base that I'm stationed at, but one of them requires gun, and I'm not good with gun. I'm really bad with guns. I'm borderline terrified of guns. So I can only do one of the duties, and one of those duties is completely easy. So like for like a year getting paid for doing absolutely nothing. So I like it. I'm being paid by the government, thank God for that, and it's actually kind of a hefty amount for doing absolutely nothing. So I can do this. I do this for money. I can do this for money. I'll think of it like that. But anyway, and this year has also been the last school year. And my last school year, actually. Before going on about my school year, I apologize if the audio is weird. I just came home after 4 days absent because I was in the army, and I found everything on the floor. Like my bike is on the floor, my mouse is on the floor. I'm like, what the hell happened here? So I think my mic might be busted. So if it sounds off in places, I apologize. And it doesn't even help that like my beginning podcast also sounded shit because I did not know how to use a mic. Anyway. I don't go to school anymore, and it fucking weirds me out because I see on the TV now so many commercials of going back to school, and I think Monday, where I'm from, school starts again, but for me it means nothing. So like it's such a weird sensation and feeling. So it's like sucks to be a year younger than me, I suppose. So like, but this year, technically my last school year, was honestly one of my favorite school years of all time for some reason. It's like, and it's not for any of the reasons you're probably thinking about. It's not because I had like, the best classmates or anything. Actually, I had one of the worst classmates ever. It's not even a joke. Actually, half of the children there are actually pretty cool people. Like some of them are just so fun to be around, but the other halves are so fucking bad and like the most how should I say this without sounding an absolutely dick fuck and one of those people who complain about school being bad because it didn't fit them, but it's like holy crap, they were just like the worst of the worst, to the point where even the teachers were getting tired of their shit. They will pull the same crap over and over again, and that really bugs the hell out of me. That really annoyed me. And the reason, even though I am saying it's like one of my best school years ever, and that was because I skipped class at points because they were that annoyed. And yeah, that's like one of the reasons why this was the best school year, because for the longest time, for my all of my high school and before that, because I don't know how in America or in English they do their school system there, because it's different where I'm from, and we do 3 years of your those last 3 years, I guess you call them high school in America and England, and the 3 years before that, I don't know. Anyway, but for the longest time, I was one that's always in class. Even though I wasn't the smartest one, I always did my best to get an average of 15 or 16 out of 20. I did my best, but for the last year, I'm like, I don't care anymore. I want to get this done with. And I was thinking about, I probably won't go to college because, like, fuck me, that shit's expensive. And I'm like, it's not for me. I don't know what to study. Maybe I will in the end. Actually, I don't know. Anyway, so in the last school years, I decided that I've been a goody two-shoe for far too long. I'm gonna fucking skip and do stuff that I'm not allowed to do. And for me, that just made the year so fun. And it was funny because I remember like the second month I decided to do it because I was getting tired of my classmates and school in general. I felt like I'll skip the first 2 lessons just to start off somewhere. And it was in the morning, and I'm a morning person. I've said this before, so morning for me would never feel tiring. So I just I got on the bus, I got to school, and instead of going to school, I went to a coffee shop because I like coffee. So I did that, and I'm like, this is the best. It was like a cold winter day. It's freezing outside, but I was inside with a nice, actually I remember the drink, it was an iced mocha, and it was like, I don't care how cold it is, I want an iced coffee, that's the shit. So I ordered that and it was amazing. And I'm like, okay, it's time for me to go because it's been 2 hours, the lesson's already done, so I should go there for the break. And when I was getting out and I fucking meet my father, it's like, what are the chances? The first time I ever skipped, I also see my father. So it was like, why are you here? And it's like, oh, the teacher is sick, so we're having an absence. I was like, oh, is anyone else from your class here? And I'm like, they just left. And it was like, I lied so much that it worked. So it was like, yeah, lying is good, children. Anyway, that was the first time I ever skipped. So it was like, oh shit. And then like, I could have fucked up, but I didn't. I played it cool and I went to class as though nothing happened. And it felt so great because I felt like I had control in my life for the first time in a while, even though it sounds absolutely dumb. But for me, it was just such a balls. It was fun. And it didn't help and I did that for a couple of more times. Like, it was so nice because like in school, you wake up early, so you never really experience the morning time. And like my favorite time of the day is the morning. It's so nice and relaxing. But for a high school student, you never ever get to experience that until you're like what? 20 somewhere there when you're actually able to do it, because you don't, even though some people don't wake up early. Anyway, that's not the point I'm trying to get at. It's like that it was so nice to experience the morning as it is. And I remember I went shopping like for clothes and stuff and for video games. It was just so nice, so relaxing, especially because I hated my classmates so much. I doubt any of them are gonna fucking hear them because where I'm from, English is not a native language, so I doubt any of them will understand, even though there is some English speaking people over there. But oh well, I'll probably never see it. And like I said before, no shame. And I remember, and the thing is with me, I was a really quiet student. So I never really sticked out in class, and I usually hide behind the back of the room because like I want to sit alone and I don't want to sit with other people. So I was sat alone, and our desk is not like those one for each person like you see in America, those desks are for only one person. It's actually for 2 people. But in my class, we're only like around 18 or 17 people, so we have like 4 of them that spare around. So I just took one for my own, and some other kids did as well. And I always sit in the back, and I never stand out in high school, and that's what I loved about being in, for me. So it made it easier to skip because they don't even notice that I was gone. It was insane. Every year they're supposed to write down how many absences you had, and I clearly went over 60. But for some reason they only write 30. Either they're playing dumb or something, or they just simply haven't noticed me. And I'm like, not bad. It's okay. I'll take it. And it was nice. It was amazing. And also, it didn't help sometime during the last year of high school. I started bringing my console, like my 3DS or like my PS Vita, and even my Switch towards the end when it came out. I started bringing that to school because I did not want to talk with anyone, because like for some reason my friend group was getting into drama with each other and with other groups, and it was getting so annoying because I'm the middleman, because I never know what happens, yet people put their problems on me. So I was getting tired of that. So I decided to say, you know what, no more. So I just stayed in class every break and just played with my video games, and to be frank, it was for the best. And then like in the last year I got Netflix, like with my parents, with my mom and my sister, and we got Netflix, and like, yeah, my last school year was amazing because I was just sitting in class all alone playing video games and watching series. So yeah, no wonder I got a 14 average. Yeah, there's no mystery, and I hope my mom won't see this, hears this, because like, oh, I tell her I try my best, but I really don't. Anyway, and I thought that would be like for me, for like, that was gonna be my last school year, but like, this thing in China, and then and the thing in China that happened, you know, the virus and stuff. So when that hit, I remember the beginning stages clearly, because people didn't know what was gonna happen. It's like, does this mean something? Is this gonna be like a China thing? Like we're never gonna see it happen anywhere else? And we thought, oh, it will not happen. It will not. It's just gonna stay in China. Everyone else would just be fine. And then it hit everywhere else in the world, and it's like, holy crap, this is a serious issue. And it was amazing. Okay, no, it wasn't amazing. It's actually quite a really bad pandemic, but that's not the point here for me. I can't say it's amazing because it's not, but anyway. And like I remember I skipped the last school day before the quarantine happened, where they told us to stay indoors. And I remember it's like, oh, it's only gonna be for 2 days, you're gonna come back again next week. And then it ended up being for the entire school year, and it was like, what, 3 to 4 months? It was amazing. Okay, it's not amazing, I should stop calling it amazing, but for me it was like, I get to stay home? That seems fucking cool, not gonna lie. So when it hit, and then it was like, oh yeah, okay, schools are gonna remain closed for the foreseeable future. Just stay home and we'll arrange something. And there were some online classes, but I get to that. So and I remember like I went to the gym after that school, like after I skipped the school day, like I did half of it and I skipped the rest of the day. I went to the gym and I remember overhearing some of the employees talking about like, yo, when the virus hit, I'm gonna be the first one affected. I wonder if she's okay because she's a cool person. I missed the gym, honestly. I was so good at it. I was consistent with it. Like, I started August 2 years ago, which is a bad mistake because with the heat and stuff, and it just sucked. So I stopped there. I stopped like in the middle of August because it was too hot. I resumed again in October, and I was consistent on it. I was impressed on how much I was doing it, and I was seeing improvement and stuff, and it was great. But then the virus hit, so that just like, oh boy, that sucked. So like, I don't know how many months they were closed. Everything was closed for quite a while. So it was like, oh, that sucked. Like I know I could have exercised at home, but like I don't want to. I want to do it at the gym where I feel nice there. I don't understand it either, but it's like, so that was weird. That was like the only thing that really, no, that's not the only thing that got to me. It's like, it felt weird. So after that day, it was like, go home, take a nap, and wake up, and then go on the news and say like, oh, the school is gonna be closed for a while. Okay. And that night, I'm like, oh hey, I'm gonna make a nice coffee. I got some nice cookies. I'm gonna play some game. And then I was like, and no, that was that was after December, somewhere in January, and I decided I should pick up Kingdom Hearts again. And the thing is, even though I mentioned in one of the beginning podcasts that I got into Kingdom Hearts this year, I played the first game last year during December, but I could not get into it for the life of me. I managed to get to Holland Bastion and just drop the game there. But with the virus hitting and me knowing that for the foreseeable future I have so many free time, I should just play it. And this time it absolutely clicked on me with the first game, and I just played through all the games in that fucking compilation, the Story So Far package, and I just played through all of the games, and I'm like, yep, that what the virus does for high school kids like me who play video games. You know, those gamer boys. So that still bugs me. It didn't help that I was getting a little bit too into it. Like I remember I was in the Winnie the Pooh world where the school called me up saying like, you know, we started online lessons. You should probably start doing that. And I'm like, holy shit. And the thing is, where I'm from, not a lot of kids are privileged. So some of them only could use their phone. So we couldn't use like those fancy ones like Zoom or something, I think it's called, like I see Americans kids use or something. We had to use one by Microsoft or something, and it was audio based purely. So we did not need to open the camera or anything. So it's like, wake up 7 o'clock. Okay, I wake up at 5 o'clock because I wake up that early. Wake up, get ready at 7 o'clock. Say that you're here, and then mute your mic, and then just do anything else. That's what I did. Again, I'm not an honor student, so I really didn't care. So I managed to beat the entirety of Kingdom Hearts during school. That was nice. And Animal Crossing was released like March 20th. So that just came out of that. No, it didn't came out of nowhere. That came at a good time, and I remember like, oh, I'm doing English now. No, I'm just fucking planting flowers and having fun. And it was fun because thanks to Animal Crossing, I also got my sister into gaming now as well. My sister's like, oh, this game looks fun. Can I buy it? And I can try it on your game. So yeah, I got a free copy of the game because later on my sister bought her own Switch. Like she got herself her first console ever just for Animal Crossing, and that was just, yeah. I got a free copy of the New Horizon. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. That's not me. Even though it's like September, it's still fucking hot. Anyway, so like school, the quarantine thing, and actually out of all my family members, I was the only one adhering to the rules of staying inside all the time for like 4 months. I was just home, inside, locked away, playing video games and trying not to. I didn't even fall to one of those depressions people have. Actually, that's a lie. I did procrastinate with my YouTube channels. I could have done so many videos during that time, but I'm like, I don't want to. And I played Kingdom Hearts, and it was fun. Like Kingdom Hearts 1, when I beat that game, oh god, that Ansem fight was annoying. And then I started playing Rechain of Memory, and I was like, oh, I do not like the card system. And then I watched the 358/2 cutscene. And that made me sad, and then Kingdom Hearts 2. And Birth by Sleep, I loved it the most because like each character takes like a day to finish it, and I remember with Terra, the final boss actually was Master Ericus. Spoiler warning, skip 20 seconds ahead. That Ericus fight that was so annoying, and I tried to beat it. It was like 4 o'clock in the morning. It was one of the first time I ever stayed up late for something again. And I had to wake up in 2 hours later just to get to online classes. So I was like, and I didn't even beat him. I beat him the next day. And then I started Ventus Store, and that was a mistake because I cried. And then I did Aqua's and her last store, and then I cried, and it was too much. Actually, other than, okay, no, because like, fuck me. How many games I managed Kingdom Hearts game? I beat the first game, and then I beat Kingdom Hearts 2, Birth by Sleep. And then I did Fragmentary Passage, and then like those stars in that time, the stars allied together, and Kingdom Hearts 3 was on special offer, and I'm like, it's time to cry a lot, and I did. I cried so much. I even want to hear how much I cry. I just listen to my Kingdom Hearts 3 podcast. It's a doozy, even though that audio fucking sucks actually in that one. I don't know what happened. Like I don't know. Hopefully I get a new mic soon because I'm pretty sure this one is busted now because I didn't drop it, but I found it on the floor a lot of times. It's weird. And when the virus slowly lifted out, and it was my last school years, and we had to prepare for the final exams and the exams for colleges, which you need to pay for where I'm from. The college is not free here. So you have to pay for the fucking entrance exams or something. So that's weird. And I did not pay for it because like I'm not going to college or anything. But like the school's like, okay, come for 1 week, only the seniors, so they can do the exam or they can study for the exam or something. And it was supposed to go on for 3 weeks. They done it for the first week and said like, oh yeah, the government said we shouldn't do that anymore. So anyway, bye. So that was my last school year, and my last week, and no one showed up. Everyone just stayed home. They didn't even put absences. That was the funny part. So that was sort of fun because I enjoyed the last 2-3 weeks of school because no one ever shows up, and it's like this weird constant atmosphere going on there. It's just nice because people are graduating, people are going up or something. It just feels really nice. So that was my last school year. It was fun. I loved it. It was like the stars aligned. Even though I hated most of my classmates, some of them ended up being really cool. Most of them. Actually, no, I hated most of them. Like, I like few of them. Or maybe and it's not like I'm trying to be that one emo kid in school where he sits back. I actually didn't help that I had really long hair back then. I miss my hair. I had to cut it for the army, so like my profile picture on the thumb and the picture in the podcast, it does not represent me anymore because I have short hair now, but I'm never gonna show it, and that's gonna be my secret shame in life. No one gets to see me with short hair. Once I'm done with the army next year, I'm gonna grow out my hair and then I'll post pictures of me because like I don't like short hair. I just do not. I like having long hair. Fun story with my hair. The only reason it's long is because I wanted to annoy my father. Like every time my hair was getting a little bit longer, my father would be like, "Go fucking cut it. You look like a dick." And it's true. When you grow out your hair, you're gonna have this awkward point, especially when you're a man, when you're a boy, whatever, and you grow out your hair, you're gonna have an awkward face where you look like you're a member from the Beatles. But after that point, your hair can look great, which is true for me, and it didn't help. Like my hair was like shorter length, and I did a really bad job of taking care of it. Like I barely brushed it, and my hair is naturally sort of straight, not the straightest thing, and my hair is quite thick as well. But I never did an effort to take care of it until last year, where I'm like, I should probably will. So I started combing my hair, and the thing is, when you do that, you start putting conditioner and regular shampoo, like 2 different shampoos for your hair can look phenomenal. And it's like, especially for guys, it's amazing. It doesn't help that so many guys don't do that and then ended up getting bald, because when you have long hair, you need to take care of it. And it's like, I did that and my hair looked phenomenal. It didn't help. I'm half Scandinavian, so I sort of have this blonde gene going through me, and it does. And I'm naturally light hair, like dirty blonde, people describe me, and it's like sometimes I will have streaks of blonde hair and people will be like, "Whoa, why do you highlight your hair?" And it's like, I don't. And they continue on going like, "No, but where do you highlight your hair?" It's like, I don't. It's like, I'm naturally blonde. It sucks because people will come up to me. I remember it. Oh god, like, sorry, like, oh my god, for like 1 second the audio seems to go weird. Like I'm looking how the audio balance is going, and like, whoa, this one's gonna be a mess again. Anyway, I will have people literally come up to me, even at the gym, asking me, "Why is your hair blonde?" It just shows you how there's not a lot of naturally blonde people here where I'm from. It's like, that's like one of the questions you never ask people, why you're naturally blonde. It's like, I don't understand that. Anyway, not to get a little bit more up-to-date sort of stuff with the gaming. I mean, I'm getting really into Hat in Time. Over the last week I said like, oh, I'm trying to get into Hat in Time. It's like, oh my god, the third world with the scary house thing, the Queen Vanessa's manor. Oh my god, that did not get me. I was not scared during that mission at all. And it's weird because I get scared easily, but the thing is, when it comes to fear of the unknown, like the mystery, like you don't know what's coming after you that can kill you, for me, it never ever works because like I have no imagination. I'm not even joking. Like imagination for me doesn't exist. So when it's like, oh, you're supposed to be scared of the unknown, and the thing is, I can't think of the unknown, so I can't really get scared. And it's the same thing with Junshi Ito's work. Junshi Ito's work, I think you call him, the one who did the Spiral and the Enigmatic Hollows or something, this weird one where they found human-sized shapes on the wall of a mountain. It's like that guy. Oh, he also, I never got into his work because like he's like purely artistic horror. Like damn, his illustration is amazing. But when it comes to story-wise, I want a little bit more substance because like, you're supposed to be scared of the unknown, but for me, it can also be very lazy. It's like the same thing with H.P. Lovecraft, other than him being racist and homophobic. Oh wait, no, he just really be racist. But it's true. Look, Google it. He's like such a racist guy. It's unreal. Anyway, it's like the reason I like H.P. Lovecraft a little bit more because he's gonna be like, oh my god, I can never describe this monster. I'm gonna describe this monster for you. That's why I find it absolutely funny. But with Junshi Ito's work, is like, I'm just gonna draw some scary ass pictures, and I don't care about the plot. That's what it feels like to me, and it works because damn, those illustrations looks gorgeous and terrifying. But I want a little bit more of the plot because like, my imagination is dead. I'm not even joking. I can't think of the plot. And the same thing with horror games is like, you're supposed to be scared of something you don't know. Like, you're scared of the unknown. You don't know what lurks. But for me, it's like, it doesn't work. I'm that dumb. I don't have imagination. It falls to me. So I appreciate it when a horror game goes into detail of what makes it. Like a really good one that got to me was Corpse Party. That game's story is so, it captivates you and pulls you in, and then it has those moments that absolutely terrifies you. And when it comes to horror movies, I never got into it because like, I don't think you can get into a horror movie that's only like 1.5 hours long. Horror anime or TV shows, I never got into it because I'm not actually really into TV series and stuff. So when it comes to that sort of stuff, I can't say, but with video games and mangas, I can talk about that. And other than having time, I finally beat Yozora in Kingdom Hearts 3 a couple of weeks ago. Oh my god, that was an amazing fight. I love Yozora. It was great. I'm still annoyed with how many fan theories out there that people claim that Yozora is supposed to be Nomura's revenge story for Final Fantasy Versus 13. No one can ever leave something dead. I don't understand that. Why don't you leave it dead, people? But anyway, this is gonna be another short one. Not like as last time. Is like, it's still pretty hot where I'm from, and like, don't you know, once it's winter, I can probably think more straight now, while everything is settled down. Again, and I apologize with the audio. I can see it right in front of me that the audio is going absolutely haywire. I did have a hard time setting it up now for some reason because like, the mic doesn't want to connect, so that's a good ass sign. Anyway. Thank you for listening, and I can hope you tune next week, where I burp in the middle of my fucking sentence. Thanks again for listening, and I hope you can tune again next week. Bye bye.